Hello and welcome to Live Your Light Guidance. My name is Valerie Elizabeth, and I will be sharing with you a message from the Page of Rods. Some of you may know this card as the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands represents a soul that is adventurous, a soul that's spiritual, a soul that is fun and very, very creative. So, when this card comes to you, it's usually about a lot of creative projects, a lot of creative ideas that you may have going on within your life that mean a lot to you. Um, what this card is saying is that be cautious of getting bored easily because that is probably what is going to happen. The Page of Wands is always coming up with new creative ideas. So if he's not seeing movement within a project, or if he gets bored with a project, he's wanting to move on to the next one. And so when I looked at this cards, one of the things that my guides were telling me is it is okay to step away if you don't have that motivation, that creativity, that connection with that project at the time. The important thing is that you do not give up on that goal or that project. Instead, set it to the side and work on something that feeds your soul, feeds your spirit, and teaches you, because the page is all about learning. Maybe if you're focusing on astrology, you're going to put that on hold for a minute and really tie into energy and how to manipulate energy. Or if you're really into fashion and dressing, the way that you're dressed, the way that you things look, maybe taking a pause from that and going into makeup and going into hair. So they kind of coincide with one another, they go with one another, but it is okay to put something on hold and kind of like go into something else. Now, the thing about it is that when you do that, it does take a little bit more time to get to the finish line with your goals, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to come into your reality at some point. You're planting the seeds. It's just that you're not just taking care of one plant, you're taking care of several different plants. And so the Page of Wands represents that fire energy. So you might want to connect with a mentor since you're learning. You might want to connect to an elder, a wise soul, somebody who's kind of been through that, somebody who's a little bit experienced with one of the projects or one of your passions that you're working on, and ask them to help you with their fire energy, to help you connect to your own fire energy. So a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius might be a really good person because they have a lot of that fire element. If you are a fire element, connect to that within yourself. Even if you're not a fire element, finding where in your birth chart you possess fire energy, because we all do have some fire within us. We have every element within us. We just have to tap into that energy to utilize it when we need it. And I feel like right now it is definitely a good time for you to connect to that fire energy to finish up some of these projects or put a little bit more action into them. You've kind of had the seeds, you've been thinking about them, you've been like planting them and watering them, and it's time to see them sprout, but there's some step that's needing to be done. So that's what I feel like the message for the Page of Wands is saying today is, if you're jumping from goal to goal and creative project or idea to the next, don't feel like, God, I can never finish anything. I always start something and then I'm anxious to learn something else. So then I'm going to that, and then I'm anxious to do this, and then I'm going to that. Don't beat yourself up, because that knowledge is definitely going to retain. You are a sponge. You are soaking it up. It's just that you get bored. Your spirit gets a little bit bored, and it's normal. We all do. So if you are feeling forced to do something, you may not soak it up and integrate it within as much as you would when you're really passionate about it. So if you're kind of getting bored with something or losing that interest and that deep, deep connection, it's okay. Just take a moment and connect to another project, or reach out to a mentor and talk to them, like I said, and get their input, their ideas. Talk about their experiences and the things that they went through, and don't make it about you for the moment, because them sharing their experience and their story with you, there's a lesson in that. They are your mentors and teachers for a reason. You are able to learn from their experiences and pull a little bit of that energy into your own, such as the wisdom of it and the knowledge of it, and just kind of like where their mistakes were. They can even tell you that. Another thing is free yourself from limitations. Okay, free yourself from limitations and pursue your dreams. Don't ever think that because you're new at something that you're not going to be good at it, or you're not going to master it someday. Do not give up on your dreams. You are going through a rebirth right now. You're going through a lesson. You're going through the infancy stages of this thing that you're creating. It doesn't mean that it's not going to grow and provide tons of fruits. It's just that it's just at the beginning stages, and that's okay. We have to start somewhere. You're not in the very beginning. You've already got the seeds, you've already planted them, you've already watered them even a few times, by putting emotion into it, but it's just needing to possibly be replanted somewhere else, or bring in a new energy to help it grow better. Just like when we fertilize a plant that we already have growing, we have to add some things to it. So there is something that is probably missing. A step is needing to be done. You've been sitting for too long with a project, so it's time to move on to something, and then you can always go back to this. Whatever it is, listen to what your soul and your spirit is telling you to do right now. And another thing connecting to this card that really stood out to me was this pyramid. And a lot of us know that pyramids are sacred. So we all have this sacred space where we can connect to our higher self, to our spirit guides, to our spiritual team, to sit with ourselves in solitude and just really, really think. And this is going to bring in guidance and new creative ideas to motivate you to keep going. That little pep talk that you need from God, that little pep talk that you need from your higher self or from your guides. So what I like to do is visualize myself in a sacred triangle, just like the pyramid is, with God at the top. Okay, and then at the points of the pyramid, you could visualize your archangel standing there, if that's what you want to do, or you could visualize it just being sealed with like a golden out layer of protection, just like this pyramid is here. It's gold and it's made of brick. You could see it. It can't be broken easily. So what I take with that is that visualize yourself within this pyramid and understand that when you're in this sacred pyramid, confusion, your ego, all of that can't come in it. So the only things that are allowed within this pyramid is that of the highest vibration, your higher self and God, and that your conscience mind is able to tap into that. So I want you guys to sit, and I want you to visualize yourself within this pyramid and ask questions about your project. Should I put this on hold and move on to something else? If there's something different that I need to learn that would help me to move forward with this project, lead me to it. Reveal to me what that thing is. And understand that as you put this on hold and you're tapping into this, it's probably going to enhance and upgrade this. It all works together. So don't feel like a quitter. Don't feel like you're giving up on a dream just because you need to pause and take a moment and go over here, because there's something over here that you're going to bring into this. Trust me. It's all connected in the web of life. It is all connected. You will utilize it. Maybe, I'm going to put this project and I'm just going to go have fun and just let my mind kind of like disconnect from this right now. And you're going and you're having fun, and somebody says something that triggers that passion, that fire again. And then when you get home, you're ready to pull that out and connect to it. Your mind was able to disconnect for a little bit. And now when you come back, it's like clearing that slate and just starting from fresh. And these creative ideas are just going to come because the page represents messages as well as learning. When you think about a page a long time ago, when we had the knights, the kings, and the queens, the pages were the ones who traveled to deliver important messages on scrolls. So your page is also your higher self who's delivering downloads of information to you to better your life, these creative projects, things that you're passionate about, because the wands represents career, passion, and spirit. So take a break, breathe, and when you're ready, you'll know to reconnect. But if you're taking a break and not putting any action, I want you to take that action to reach out to a spiritual teacher, a mentor, or somebody who empowers you to give you that momentum that you need to help you to release some of those limiting beliefs that might be holding you back from your dreams and your goals. Love and light. I hope that everybody has a beautiful day. It doesn't matter the day that this video was being recorded. I feel like it will find you in divine timing when you're meant to hear it. If you resonate with this message, please share and subscribe. Love and light.